Well, the wind here was just ridiculously noisy, and it wound up making my audio just unusable. So I just doing a little voiceover here, but I just doing a little bit of introduction as I start my trek here. I got dropped off at the end of the road up here, and just started plowing through. About 2 weeks prior to this, I'd had a little bit of colon surgery, and I was still kind of recovering. And I thought, well, I can do it anyway. Became a little more dicey than I thought it would be, but I got through it all right. Temperature was right near 100 right here when I started in the afternoon here. All the mountain slopes I was going over were facing west, so I had the full west sun as well. So it was kind of a little bit of a brutal start to it all, but you know, I trudged through it the best I could, and I couldn't get dropped off quite as far out as where I needed to get to, so I had to go over a couple of mountains to get able to connect to my proper trail. And a lot of my I had to go over some of these places here. A lot of my trekking was through a lot of this rocky area like this, loose rock and stuff like that. A lot of side hills I had to traverse that were kind of slippery with this kind of rock, and footing in places was unstable. But you know, I just pushed on, trying to get as far in as I could get on this first day of the trek, hoping to get up into some trees so I could make my camp. Run into this dead coyote here along the trail. Has some pretty sharp teeth, I noticed when I looked up close there. And then looking here, I started way back down in the valley there, and had made it up to this point here. And the trail you see off in the distance there is a little farther away than it actually looks like there, but that's where I had to connect to, up near that hill right there, to make so I could get to my camp in the first junipers up in there. Well, here's my camp the first night here on my little trek. Had a couple juniper trees here that I threw my hammock between, my PSS. Got my shoes my boots up off the ground here, strung up. And I normally do just what I've done here. Got my ridgeline that I just threw up here. Got my flashlight up here. Take my sheath knife off and put it up there. Was kind of by me, but overhead and close. Got my pack suspended in a tree right here at the big carabiner. My EDC's hanging right there by my head. I used got down just about into the high 50s overnight. I used my PSS liner in here for that was my sleeping gear basically. Hung up couple of my waters here just to get them out. You know, it was fairly hot yesterday, you know, almost to 100 at times, and so I hung these out overnight so they'd get cooled off in the night air, and then I'll stick them back in my pack. My Gerber backpacks, just to hack out some of the branches here just to make myself a spot. And right near here I found a little deer antler shed laying around, so I grabbed it. Those are pretty handy tools to have. Anyway, nice little camp. Had a hoot owl right here in some of these trees. Part of the night I woke up, darn thing was pretty loud. Sitting there hooting away, but it's been pretty nice. Nice little camp, and nice little deal here. Well, I've decided I'm gonna have a little snack before I take off, and then I gotta take care of business. And I'll take off down here, and I'll show you in a minute the direction I've got to go. To be honest with you, I was where I had to get dropped off last night to start my little trek here. Got some grapes. I'm gonna have to eat these on this. Have to eat these up on the first day because in the heat they don't do well. You know what I mean? But if I had to get dropped off, meant that I had to. Last night I had to climb over 2 mountains to get to here, and from here drop way down into another valley and start up my final pitch to start getting on top of the ridgeline I need to get to. And last night I was getting kind of tired and I was like, well, I don't know, maybe I should change my plan and do something else, you know. I don't really have to do the trek like I figured. I mean, you know, it's up to me. Nobody's telling me what I gotta do. But I was thinking last night, well, let me get a good night's rest and think about it in the morning. And now, you know, especially it's light and everything, I can see a little better. And so I'm gonna head out and follow my original plan and see what all happens. But I've got, for food, I got carrots to snack on. I got some baggies full of grapes. I've got a bunch of granola here that my wife and I put together. Got, of course, some ramen noodles and junk. And then while on the trail, I got my sunflower seeds. And then in my 2-person cook set, which I'll show you later when I actually use it. In there I've got some rice and some beans. I've got, you know, some 7-grain cereal and stuff like that in there. And so anyway, I'll show you that when I use it. I'm gonna head out here shortly and just gotta get started while the air is still a little bit cool. One other thing I wanted to show you on my sleeping here, since this is all about what I do. Last night I used this fleece as my sleeping bag. That's all I brought with me. And so I did on the foot end down here is I just snapped the snaps right there to the snap on the poncho or the hammock on the foot end. That just kind of holds it where it needs to be for my foot to be, you know, covered when I get in there. And since I've been hiking all out, I took my socks and everything off, so, you know, I'm kind of so I could, you know, just kind of relax with my feet. From where I am, you see there's kind of a hill right here, so I got to go down off of this one, clear down into the valley, and then I got to go up on top of that one and back over around here, and then on that ridge line. You see that little kind of a dimple right there. On top of there with my naked eye, because it's not dressed yet. with my eye I can see a radio tower there. And this range of mountains here has quite a few radio towers on top. So anyway, so that's kind of a landmark I was looking for. I couldn't see it last night, but that's where I'm heading for, is right there. Alright, we're looking west here. Turning around to catch the south. And starting to see the end of Utah Lake there. Mount Nebo way off in the distance. West Mountain right there. Spanish Fork Canyon over through there. Springville, Hobble Creek across the lake. And on down here, Squaw Peak and Provo, Orem, Timpanogos. And now we're looking north. Probably, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but I am connected to the right deal here. So along the ridge line up through here is my trail, it's ATV trail. So we just keep on heading out and see what we can get to today. A rocky trail. There's where we're headed. Along that ridge line, I'm feeling good. Well, top of that knoll down there is where we took the last picture from. Now looking out here over Utah Lake. It's really pretty looking at it from here, although the lake's, I don't know, 15 feet deep or something. Not very, it's covered a lot of surface, but not very deep. But anyway, it is a pretty view. Now I'm getting ready to make the climb here up to the top of this ridge. And there we are, looking over my shoulder and looking west and now south. So let's get up this grade here and see what it looks like at the top. Well, I've been coming through a lot of this burned out area here. Not much in the way of shade. And it's about 9:15 and it's starting to get hot already. But this area up through here on top of this mountain gets a lot of lightning generated fires, so unfortunately it's kind of a common sight to see this sort of thing, but we'll plug on through it and keep on going down the trail here. Well, we found this little rattler. I got about 5 feet away and he went into his coil and started rattling here. So I'm just going to leave him alone, I believe. Walking the other way, dude. Leave me alone. Thanks for the warning. Well, you can see this guy's pretty well camouflaged here when you look at the surroundings and all. And I wasn't 4 or 5 feet away from him when he coiled up. I hadn't even seen him laying there in the grass and the sticks. Well, there's infinite numbers of these ant piles here, and I decided to shoot a picture of this because I look at this stuff and I guess I'm kind of weird, I don't know, but I'll stop and take a look at something like this and watch them, you know, see where they're going, what they're doing, what they're carrying around. And looks like they're probably harvesting some stuff from the grass and stuff around here from the debris I see, and it looks like they're carrying some stuff like that around. But that's just my personality. I see something, I like to stop and take a look at it. I don't like to be on such a deadline that I can't stop and enjoy nature when I go. Well, here I am taking a rest. I was going to wait till I got to the top of this hill of rubble here, but a little tired, so I thought I'd do it now. And looking up towards the top of the hill, looks like it's barren up there, so right here is my last, well, this has been the only couple of trees for a while now. And under this tree with me all sweaty and everything, and there's a breeze coming up out of the valley, it feels nice and cool, so I thought now's the time to take a break. So siesta time. Hopefully no four-wheelers come barreling over here and hit me. But up here it's pretty quiet, you can hear them a long ways off. So I'm going to take a snooze for about 15 minutes. Well, and the trek continues. And it's one of the downfalls of the choice, you know, to do a ridgeline trek, of course, is the up and down, because you're up and down, you know, you're top of a hill and down 300 feet and up 400 feet and down 200 feet and up 300 feet. It's slow and steady progress gaining altitude, but you know, we've come from Can't even see where we started from earlier here, but we're coming along. We're in the full sun, full heat of the day. Got a little breeze blowing, coming off the lake down there. At times feels pretty hot, and other times it feels nice. But so we just keep on trekking here. On these junipers here, the little these are actually, I believe, called cones here, not berries. But everything I'd got before was all dry and just hard as a rock. I was trying to use those to help keep my mouth moist, because somehow I didn't get I like to carry a little bit of hard candy in my pack, and I didn't get it in there somehow. But these are nice and fresh, and you can bite on them a little bit, get a little bitter, although bitter a little bit. Still, it kind of keeps some liquid right in your mouth. Well, here I am using the Firebox Nano stove, and I had intended, I put it in our one-person cook set, and I had intended to initially show it to you, based on pulling it out of that kit, but turns out I had me a little episode up here. I think it's something related to my colon surgery a couple weeks ago, and I was in so much pain here, I just about to lose it. So I just kind of had to deal with that for a little bit. And, so I'm just getting this thing out. I'm going to cook me up some ramen noodles just to have get me something back in my system here. Well, we're coming along here. Starting to get a little simmer going on here, so we're getting close. The noodles are puffing out. Doing pretty good. Won't be long, we'll be eating here. I did put a little bit of a windbreak here because, like I said, I'm right on the ridge, and you can probably hear that. It's plenty windy. Now what that's going to do with alcohol stove, of course, if I took a little more time and did a little more windscreen, it'd be better. The more oxygen or air flow you get in there, it's actually going to burn a little more fuel. So that is a caveat there, but it'll be all right. I got plenty of fuel with me, and I'm almost done here anyway. This will give me some nice broth. Before I finish it all off, I'm going to top that clear to the very top with liquid, because I need plenty of liquid out here this time of year. There we go. There we go. Well, when I saw that radio tower over the hill, I thought, all right, we've got our elevation now. So the worst is over here. I'll pan around and show you the Utah Valley here, Utah Lake, Wasatch Mountains in the background.